Hi, and welcome to Drupal Brief. This is an AI-generated brief of another video, podcast, or blog post. If you want to learn more about what's being discussed here, then please go check out the source. This podcast is produced by the team at Drupal Forge. We would love to create more AI-generated briefs like this. Please contact Salim Lakhani on Drupal Slack or LinkedIn and let him know what else you want us to cover. Oh, and if you have not tried Drupal Forge yet, you're missing out. You'll be able to do twice as much in half the time. So go check it out. Okay, that's it. Make sure to click subscribe. And here we go.
All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at OpenY.
OpenY.
Yeah, which is a Drupal distribution that is built specifically for YMCAs.
Oh, interesting.
We're going to be using an episode of Talking Drupal as our springboard.
Okay.
And yeah, I think this deep dive is going to reveal some surprising connections between, open source software and the YMCA's really unique structure.
Yeah, and it's not just about the technology itself, but like how it reflects their values.
Yeah.
So it's the operational model, right? Like each YMCA is independent.
Right.
But they are also part of this larger movement. So finding that balance between autonomy and consistency is crucial.
Yeah, I mean, that's where OpenY comes in, right? It's not just about giving YMCAs a website.
Right.
It's about providing a framework that meets all of their very kind of complex and interesting needs.
It is. It's a content management system.
Yeah.
That is pre-packed with all these features that are common across YMCAs, and it integrates with other services that they commonly use.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about raising the bar for all YMCAs, especially smaller ones that might not have the resources for sophisticated digital solutions on their own.
That makes a lot of sense. So how did OpenY come about?
It actually started as an internal project by the YMCA of the Twin Cities.
Oh, wow.
Back in 2016.
Okay.
So they had built this incredible Drupal site. And rather than keeping it to themselves, they decided to kind of collaborate with other YMCAs and release it as a Drupal distribution in 2017.
So it was kind of a grassroots effort driven by the community itself?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's really cool.
It really speaks to the collaborative spirit of the movement.
Yeah.
Then in 2020, YUSA, which is the national governing body for YMCAs,
right,
they recognized the value of this and took ownership, rebranded it as YMCA Web Services.
But it's still the same OpenY at its core.
Absolutely.
Just with a different name.
Same code base, same commitment to open source.
Yeah.
Now, you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? Well, consider the sheer diversity of YMCAs. They range in size, budget, technical expertise.
Sure.
Trying to create a consistent digital experience across all these YMCAs would be nearly impossible without a shared foundation.
Yeah, so OpenY is kind of like the bedrock upon which each YMCA can build its own unique online presence.
Precisely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It provides the building blocks, the essential ingredients, while allowing for customization to reflect each YMCA's personality and their community.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at the numbers, the impact is undeniable.
Yeah, what are those numbers?
About 20% of U.S. YMCAs, which represents about half of the total membership, are actually using OpenY.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, that's a significant portion.
That's a lot of people.
Of the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how open source is really making a difference, a tangible difference here.
Yeah.
But it's not a one-size-fits-all mandate.
Right.
Some YMCAs are doing their own thing.
They are. About 60% use a CRM called Daxco, which offers some basic website features. And others might use Drupal without the OpenY distribution.
Yeah.
Or even go with platforms like WordPress.
So there's a spectrum of choices, which I guess kind of aligns with the YMCA's kind of decentralized nature.
Exactly.
But that kind of brings up a point, if OpenY aims to serve all YMCAs, doesn't it risk becoming a little unwieldy?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And a challenge many distributions face.
Yeah.
It's striking that balance between broad appeal and specific needs.
Right.
And it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
In fact, there's been discussion about transitioning from a distribution model to a recipe model.
Okay, so now we're getting a little bit into the weeds.
A little bit.
What's the thinking there?
So imagine a recipe as a set of instructions for building your website.
Okay.
Instead of providing a prepackaged solution, it guides you through selecting the modules and configurations that best suit your needs.
Okay, so instead of getting a fully furnished house, you get a blueprint.
Yeah.
And you get to pick out your furniture. But with greater flexibility comes greater responsibility.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Managing governance and feature requests becomes more complex.
Right, because now you have all these independent YMCAs who have their own needs.
Exactly.
So how do you...
priorities.
Yeah, how do you manage that?
Right. It was initially managed by the YMCA of the North.
Okay.
But now it falls under YUSA.
So there's this inherent tension between catering to all these diverse needs and trying to maintain a cohesive vision, which I guess is the challenge of any open source project in some ways.
Definitely.
And speaking of challenges, I'm curious about the financial side of things.
Okay.
Who's keeping the lights on for OpenY?
The great thing is that OpenY itself is free to use.
Okay.
YUSA currently covers the maintenance costs.
Okay.
Which is a huge benefit for individual YMCAs.
Right.
However, when it comes to implementation, there are costs involved.
Yeah, so they still need to invest in getting it up and running.
Exactly. They can either use their own staff,
right,
which not every YMCA can afford, or they hire agencies, like IMJX, to handle the customization and implementation.
So it's like getting a free car, but you still need to pay for gas and maintenance.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about the marketing aspect of this.
Okay.
How do they spread the word about OpenY?
You're right. Their approach is much more grassroots.
Yeah.
Before 2020, they were actively promoting it at YMCA conferences.
Okay.
With presentations, they had booths.
Yeah.
However, since then, things have been quieter.
So adoption has kind of plateaued.
It does seem that way.
Interesting.
It highlights a crucial point.
Which is?
That even the best software needs effective marketing and community building to thrive.
You can build it, but they won't necessarily come unless you kind of shout it from the rooftops.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, so we have the solid foundation of what OpenY is and how it came to be.
Yeah.
But beyond the technical aspects, what I think is really interesting is this design element. You mentioned that it goes beyond just the nuts and bolts.
Absolutely.
The website.
OpenY includes a theme.
Okay.
And a comprehensive design system.
Oh, cool.
Built with Drupal's layout builder.
Okay.
This is a game changer for brand consistency.
Yeah.
Especially for an organization like the YMCA.
So it's not just about functionality, it's about providing this kind of unified visual experience.
It is.
Across all these different YMCAs.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Think of it as a set of pre-designed building blocks for creating visually appealing pages that align perfectly with their brand guidelines.
And the best part is they can customize it.
And the best part is it's highly customizable.
So they can tweak the colors, tweak the styles, tweak the components to reflect their local flavor.
Yeah.
But while staying within the boundaries.
While staying within the brand boundaries.
It's a win-win.
It is. And it dramatically reduces the need for costly custom theming.
Right, which is huge for nonprofits.
Which is a major plus.
It's like having a professional designer on call, but without the hefty price tag.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've talked about the origins of OpenY, its impact, some of the challenges that it faces. And this really clever way it kind of addresses branding and design.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next for OpenY?
Yeah, what's on the horizon?
Well, there are some exciting developments in the pipeline.
Oh.
The 2025 roadmap is being finalized as we speak.
Okay.
One of the most anticipated updates is a move to Bootstrap 5.
So it's getting a little bit of a facelift?
A little bit of a facelift.
What does that mean for the YMCAs that are actually using the platform?
It brings a slew of improvements under the hood, making websites faster, more responsive, and easier to maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are there any new features that are kind of on the horizon, anything that people are buzzing about?
They're exploring the possibility of adding a dark mode.
Which is always a crowd pleaser these days.
Which is always a crowd pleaser, yeah.
Yeah.
But perhaps even more exciting is the development of new CRM integrations.
Okay, so OpenY is becoming even more connected.
It is.
More integrated with the tools that YMCAs are already using.
Right. It's all about empowering YMCAs with the best possible digital toolkit. And it's really a testament to the collaborative nature of the open source community.
And speaking of that community, how do they interact?
That's a great question.
What are the ways that they contribute to the project?
And one we'll delve into deeper in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay. Stay tuned. I am hooked. We'll be back after a short break to explore that vibrant community behind OpenY and uncover, I think, some really key lessons we can all learn from this project. All right. See you in a bit.
See you soon.
So before the break, we were talking about how OpenY's community interacts and contributes to the project.
Yes. I'm eager to learn more about, the humans behind the code.
It's a vibrant mix, you know. Yeah.
Developers, designers, project managers, and, of course, YMCA staff from across the country.
So it's a true collaboration between the tech world
Right.
and the YMCA movement.
Absolutely. And they connect through various channels.
Okay.
You know, they have online forums for discussing technical issues, a Slack channel for real-time conversations, and even in-person meetups and conferences.
It's amazing to see how open source can bring together people from such diverse backgrounds to work toward a shared goal.
It really is a testament to the power of shared purpose.
Yeah.
And this collaborative spirit is crucial for a project like OpenY.
Yeah.
You know, remember we talked about the potential shift to a recipe model?
Right.
Well, the success of that model hinges on active community involvement.
That makes sense because with a recipe model, you are giving YMCAs the ingredients and instructions.
Exactly.
But they still need that support to create that final product.
You got it. The community becomes even more crucial in a recipe model. They share best practices, troubleshoot issues, and contribute to the ongoing development of the recipe itself.
So it's like this giant online cooking class where everyone is learning from each other.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this collaborative approach has a ripple effect.
In what way?
It fosters a culture of shared learning and empowers YMCAs to take ownership of their digital presence.
Empowerment is such a key word here.
It is.
It's not about dictating the solution. It's about giving them the tools and support they need to succeed on their own terms.
Precisely. And this ties back to the YMCA's core values of community and self-reliance.
Right.
OpenY is a reflection of those values embodied in code.
Okay, so I am sensing a theme here. OpenY is not just a piece of software.
Yeah.
It's like this philosophy, a way of thinking.
It is.
That aligns with their mission and values.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And this philosophical alignment is one of the reasons OpenY has been so successful.
Now, speaking of success, we talked about cost savings a little bit.
Right.
But beyond the financial, what are some of the other tangible benefits?
Sure.
How is it impacting their day-to-day operations?
One of the most significant impacts is on user experience.
Okay.
You know, remember we discussed how YMCAs offer a wide range of programs and services,
Right.
often catering to diverse communities with complex needs.
Yeah. It's not your typical website.
Right.
Journey.
It can get complicated quickly.
Yeah. You might have a parent trying to sign their kid up for swim lessons while also checking out volunteer opportunities.
Got it.
And trying to figure out the gym schedule.
Exactly.
Yeah. So many things.
And OpenY has addressed this by developing best practices and design patterns specifically for YMCA websites.
So it's like they have distilled years of experience and user research into a set of guidelines that helps create a more intuitive and user-friendly experience.
Precisely. They have thought about things like program registration, membership management, facility information, all those touch points that are unique to the YMCA world.
It's like having a UX consultant baked right into the platform.
It is, and this focus on user experience has a direct impact on the YMCA's ability to engage their communities, promote their programs, and ultimately fulfill their mission.
Are there any specific examples?
There are countless examples.
Okay, well, maybe give me one or two.
So the YMCA of Greater Seattle saw a dramatic increase in online program registrations after launching their OpenY site.
Okay.
They were able to streamline the process.
Got it.
Making it easier for parents to find and sign up for activities.
So it's not just about aesthetics. It's about driving those results.
Exactly.
Making a difference.
And then there's the YMCA of San Diego, which used OpenY to create a more robust online community hub.
Okay.
They integrated social media feeds, volunteer opportunities, and even a blog where members could share their stories.
So it's about creating that sense of belonging.
It is.
That is so important to the experience.
Exactly. OpenY gives YMCAs the tools to build those bridges online and strengthen their communities in the digital realm.
That's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have talked about the community behind OpenY, the impact it is having on YMCAs, the way that it aligns with their values.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a second.
Oh.
What are some of the broader lessons we can learn from OpenY's success?
I think one of the most important takeaways is the power of collaboration.
Okay.
You know, OpenY would not exist without the contributions of countless individuals and organizations working together towards a shared goal.
It's amazing what we can achieve
It is.
When we pool our resources, our knowledge, our passion.
Absolutely. And this lesson extends far beyond the world of open source software.
Right. It's about any field where collaboration is key.
Yeah.
Whether you are working on a community project or starting a business, even a personal challenge.
Right.
The principle is the same.
Exactly.
We can achieve more together than alone.
Right. OpenY provides a compelling example of how to put that principle into practice.
Now, another takeaway that strikes me is aligning technology with values. OpenY is not just about building a website. It is about building a website that reflects the YMCA's core beliefs.
That's a crucial point.
And mission.
Too often, technology is developed without considering its broader impact or its alignment with the values of the people using it.
Right. So it is not just about what technology can do, but how it can be used to promote positive change.
Exactly.
And reinforce the values we hold dear.
Precisely. And OpenY serves as a reminder that when we develop technology with purpose and intention, we can create tools that empower communities, strengthen connections, and make a tangible difference.
It's about using technology to build a better future.
Yeah.
Not just a more efficient one.
I agree.
Okay, so we have collaboration, we have values-driven development. Any other key takeaways that you think we should highlight?
I think it's also worth emphasizing the importance of user-centric design. OpenY's success stems in part from its deep understanding of the unique needs and challenges faced by YMCAs and their communities.
It's about putting yourself in the shoes of the user.
Right.
And designing solutions that truly meet their needs.
Exactly.
Rather than this one-size-fits-all approach.
It's about empathy.
Yeah.
Really understanding the people you are serving and creating solutions that empower them and make their lives better.
That's a lesson we can all apply.
We can.
Okay, so we have covered a lot here.
We have.
We talked about the community behind OpenY, the tangible benefits, and the broader lessons we can all learn.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a question.
Okay.
If OpenY can empower YMCAs to create a more impactful online presence, what other sectors or organizations could benefit from a similar approach?
That's a great question, and one we will explore in more detail after the break.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We will be right back to discuss the potential of OpenY-like solutions in other fields and what the future holds for this really innovative project.
Sounds good.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So we were talking about the potential for OpenY-like solutions in other sectors. And it's pretty fascinating to think about this model of open source, collaboration, community-driven development applied to other fields.
Absolutely. And when we start thinking about it, the possibilities are really quite vast.
Yeah.
We've already touched on how OpenY embodies the YMCA's decentralized yet unified structure.
Right, that balance between autonomy and brand consistency.
Right.
What other organizations face similar challenges?
Well, think about other nonprofit networks.
Okay.
Organizations like the United Way or the American Red Cross.
Okay.
Where you have a national umbrella organization, but also local chapters with varying degrees of autonomy.
So they could benefit from a shared platform that gives them a foundation, but they can also customize at the local level.
Exactly. It could help them streamline their operations, share resources, and present a more cohesive brand to the public.
Makes a lot of sense.
And it's not just limited to nonprofits.
Okay.
We could see similar approaches in education.
How so?
Imagine a platform that provides a base framework for school websites.
Okay.
With features like student portals, online learning resources, and communication tools.
Right. So instead of every school reinventing the wheel and building their own website from scratch,
Exactly.
They could leverage this shared platform and focus on the content.
Exactly. It could save time, money, and resources, while also fostering a sense of collaboration and shared learning among educators.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And we could even take this concept further and apply it to government agencies.
Oh, wow.
Think about all the different levels of government, federal, state, local.
Right.
They often struggle to provide a consistent user experience across their various websites and services.
Yeah, government websites are often known for being clunky and outdated. Could this approach help modernize them?
It's certainly possible.
Yeah.
Think about it. A shared platform could provide a foundation for a more user-friendly and efficient online government.
Right, making it easier for people to access information.
Exactly. It could also promote transparency and accountability by making government data more accessible and standardized.
So we have nonprofits, we have education, we have government.
Yeah.
Where else could we go?
And it doesn't even have to be limited to websites.
Really?
You could think about open source platforms for healthcare providers, community organizations, even small businesses.
Wow.
The core principle is the same. Empower organizations to leverage technology effectively by providing them with a shared foundation and the flexibility to customize it to their unique needs.
It's really powerful to think about this model
It is.
being applied to all these different sectors.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I want to circle back to OpenY itself.
Okay.
What does the future hold for this project?
One of the biggest challenges, as we've discussed, is navigating the potential shift to a recipe model.
Right.
It offers exciting possibilities in terms of flexibility and customization, but it also requires a robust and engaged community to succeed.
So nurturing that community and ensuring its continued growth is going to be crucial.
Absolutely. And then there's the ongoing need to adapt to the evolving technological landscape.
Right, because Drupal is constantly being updated and improved.
Exactly. So OpenY needs to keep pace with those changes.
It's like this constant dance between innovation and stability
It is.
to make sure it remains relevant and valuable.
Exactly. But with those challenges come incredible opportunities.
Like what?
As OpenY continues to evolve, it has the potential to become even more powerful and impactful.
What is your vision for the future of OpenY?
I envision a future where OpenY becomes the gold standard for YMCA websites, a platform that empowers them to create truly exceptional online experiences for their communities. I see a future where OpenY's influence extends beyond the YMCA, inspiring similar open source initiatives in other sectors. And I see a future where the principles of collaboration, community, and user-centric design become the driving force behind technological innovation.
That's a really beautiful vision.
Thank you.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what is the key takeaway you want to leave our listeners with?
OpenY is more than just a Drupal distribution. It's a shining example of how technology can be used to empower communities, foster collaboration, and make a positive impact on the world. And it's a reminder that the most transformative innovations often emerge from a spirit of openness, shared purpose, and a deep commitment to serving others.
That's a great way to put it. It has been so insightful to explore the world of OpenY.
It has.
And I want to thank you for sharing your expertise.
It's been my pleasure.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you have come away with a deeper understanding of OpenY, the power of open source software, and the potential for technology to create a better world. And if you are interested in learning more, we encourage you to check out that Talking Drupal episode we mentioned earlier, number 491. It's a great resource for those technical details.
It is.
And who knows, maybe you will be inspired to contribute to OpenY or even start your own open source project that addresses a need in your community. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
All right. What did you think? Did the AI-generated thing work for you? Let us know. Anyway, to close off this podcast, I just wanted to remind you that this brief was a fully AI-generated summary, and we take no credit for the original content. If you want more AI-generated summaries like this, then let us know. Contact Salim Lakhani on Drupal Slack or LinkedIn. By the way, we're automating the entire process from start to finish, so these briefs can be generated hands-free and on schedule. You want something else covered? We're happy to do it for you. This brief was brought to you by Drupal Forge. Drupal Forge is the new #1 platform to try, demo, and develop Drupal sites, and it is completely free to use. It is a community-supported nonprofit platform run by volunteers, just like yourself. Come join us.